Hey, good morning, Calvin.
Good morning.
The events for today, August the 9th, having to do with SEO tips. But before we get into that, I want to thank our favorite cheerleader for keeping a watch on the time. Because little known to the rest of the audience in the world, there's this lady that says you have 5 minutes. It's almost like a set director, like a high quality production. I'm sure that Twit TV, when what's that guy's name? Leo Laporte. When he does that, there's somebody that's go, okay, 3 minutes, Mr. Laporte. We're almost at that level. But what we have that Leo doesn't have is we have us. Okay. Nowhere else do you get a podcast that's multinational. I haven't found one yet that's as geeky as we seem to be at times. So that being said, let's get on to it.
On with the show.
Enough shameless plug. The SEO tips for Tuesday for today, August the 9th, have to do with some basic stuff. And I found a couple of blogs. The first blog talks about SEO trends in 2016. And after that, it focuses on the 12 simplest ways to get a good start with SEO. So if you want to know what the trends are, if you want to be current and doing 2016 SEO instead of 2012 or older, because Google, God bless them, puts them all in there, unless you filter them by the recent date, then you want to go to this businessandcommunity.com post about 12 unusually simple, helpful SEO tip tricks and so forth. It's an ever-evolving industry, this SEO, with a growing list of variables. And no matter how closely you follow the latest SEO trends, if you don't master the basics, you're doomed. And so all we're going to talk about today really is the basics, the simple basic stuff that you do first and foremost, and then you can get into tweaking for campaigns and landing pages and whatnot. But just the basic things that you want to do, like double check your title tags and your meta descriptions. And you do that with registering your site on both. I know Kelvin had a fault with this earlier. I said you get Google's Search Console, what used to be Google's Webmaster Tools, and Bing's Webmaster Tools. You get both those opinions on what your meta description is, what your title tag is. Do you have a unique title tag for every page? You don't want to go to the library and have every book in the library have the same title on the spine on the shelf. That would be pretty confusing, I think. What?
It certainly would.
So by paying attention to the titles and the meta tags, that's the first step, the first rung on the ladder on this chore called getting your basic SEO done. Then check your H1 header. That first bit of content is the prominent headline that captures the theme of the page content. That's the H1 header. So if you say the Geyer Cook Report SEO Tips Tuesday, that's a pretty good H1 header. That's telling you that it's about SEO tips, that it's today on Tuesday. Oh, and I left out the date. It's always prefaced with 2016-0809. Industry standard for date arrangements that I learned many years ago, like over 15 years ago. Someone taught me that. So the next one that I have in the notes is check your domain's canonicalization. And what canonicalization means is Google, if you have www.geyercook.com and geyercook.com, and you don't have it separated out to just have one as the top level domain, the canonical name, Google looks at it as two sites, and so your juice, your ranking goes down because of that inclination. So the steps there, it's pretty simple. You go to the page of the website and check to see if you have a www before the domain name. So if it comes up the first time and says www.geyercook.com, that's fine. Then take the www off and see if that works. If it still flips back to www, you've slain that dragon. You've got the canonicalization. Why did they have to use such a big word? And that's going to work. So Google and Bing and all the rest will think, oh, this is the real deal. This website has one canonical name. So if we want information about the Gyro Cook report, we go to this link. And that's where the buck stops. And speaking of links, you want to fix your broken links. And if you have a little site, a small site, you can just go through it link by link by link and click on them and make sure they all work. Okay? If you've got a great big site, there's a tool from England, imagine that, called Screaming Frog. Can't say their name, does a lot to tell you what it does, but what Screaming Frog does is it will test for free. You can test up to 500 links and see which ones are right and which ones are not right and what the time load is, a bunch of different things. And the link is in the show notes. And as always, we have the show notes available at the gyrocookraport.podbean.com. You click that link that's in those, and it'll take you to our WordPress-powered blog that has all the links in the show notes for the day. They're separated by the date and name. And also in the show notes, I should add, because we're at that point in the show where I talk about it, the shout outs to everybody, including Edinburgh Dusters and beyond. The big thank yous and the attaboys, appreciation for their helping us with the show. One Thursday afternoon, Fraser Ramsey said, hey, what about doing the cook report? Well, now we're, what is it? I think we just counted the other day. We're over 150 episodes. We started, I registered the account for Podbean on January 5th. I just noticed this morning. Anyway, in the show notes, the Gyro Cook Report evaluation question, a shameless plug for the becoming a patron. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Be sure to join all of the links that we have there in the show notes. Sign up for the email newsletter. Then on Friday, you'll get the summary email, which is basically all the episodes of the week. And on that note, I think I'm going to say those 3 magic words, right? I don't think I forgot anything.
You forgot nothing. Perfect show.
It's just practice, you gain skill, and from skill, you gain confidence. That's what Dad oftentimes said. And so I'm going to say it. It's a wrap.